lovelies. What a beautiful day to be here again. How are we doing? I've been off for about 2 weeks. Hay fever was just playing with me, but we have dealt with it and we are moving past that now. We are coming out stronger and stronger. So how are we? I have missed everyone. It's such a pleasure once again. So my name is Faith. If you are just joining us, this is Life Chapters, where we share, or where I share real life stories that would encourage us, inspire us, and motivate us. Some of them are my stories and some of them are stories of some friends that I know. You know, some people write me emails or some call or text me and share their story. So today I'm going to be sharing someone's story. And I kind of like that story because it talks about love and how, would I say love? The story is not about love anyway. It's actually about the opposite. But I'm going to talk about love inside the story. So if you are just joining once again, thank you for coming. To my old subscribers, thank you so much for your love. I appreciate you. If you're new here, please support this channel by clicking on the subscribe button and turn on your notification button so that you can get notified when I put out a new video. All right, we move on. So today I'm sharing on a very brief story. Someone told me, a brother of mine told me, I call him brother because we're like family. He shared with me like the title of this video. Actually, I would title it like, why are you a snitch? Are you a snitch? What does it really take to be good? So this brother lives in the UK. He was having a job, or he was doing this particular job, and there was a need to travel home. When I mean home, back to Nigeria. So he had to, you know, there are some places or there are some companies when you have to leave, so you have to bring someone in to take your stead. So he beckoned on his friend, and we have to be careful the people that we call our friend, you know. So that aside, he beckoned on his friend to take his stead so that he doesn't lose the job while he's away. Or, you know, of course, when he comes back, his friend's up to leave the job for him and then he'll continue. So his friend was gone for, this brother was gone for about 3 weeks. So he handed everything to his friend, his keys and everything. So his friend was in the job for 3 weeks. So while the way was off, he was communicating with his friend just so he's not just completely off the scene. Apparently, when he got back, what was his friend supposed to do? Give everything back to him. But guess what, guys? His friend took over the job. His friend took over the job. He didn't want to leave the job. Like, if it was not me, we would have lost the job anyway. So I'm here, I have taken over. What audacity. What boldness. Like, was this person ever your friend? I don't get it. Take my stead while I'm away. You know, cover for me while I'm away. I didn't mean that you should take over my job. I'm back now. Even after all said and done, the guy refused to give back the job. He continued. You know, some of these employees, they don't really care as far as their job is just going on. They don't really care. So the guy had to give up the job for his friend. When I heard this story, I'm like, of course, he had told the boss a lot of other things about the guy. He lied and said so many things, and those ones just moved on. Like, okay, it's between you two. Some people don't want to pry into other people's business, you know. So I'm kind of wondering, like, what kind of friend are you? Are you a snitch? What does it really take to be good? What does it really take to be good? Something can happen to you in that job. You too can lose that job. The company can fold up. The company can decide to move and you can't move with them. You're out of the job. You taking over your friend's job, it's a wicked thing to do. It's a very wicked thing to do. What do you want the person to do? That was not your original job. Just the person trusted you and asked you out of all the friends he had, you know. So I'm wondering, like, people, I have experienced a lot of things like that at work. Well, maybe when your colleague goes to tell your boss some things about you that you know nothing about, thinking that you're going to get sacked or they're going to demote you and all sorts of funny things. You begin to wonder, and you know some of these white folks, they don't lie. They tell you who the person is. And you begin to wonder, like, what's going to be your gain? What are you going to get from all this wickedness? What happened to love? What happened to watching each other's back? My boss once told me that, why do we blacks don't like each other? And I was taken aback by that question, like, where's that even coming from? It was later I realized that all kinds of things have been flying behind my back, and other colleagues as well have their own experiences, and I hear other people's story. You know, I begin to wonder, like, why are people like this? The Bible said above all is love. It doesn't take too much to be good. In fact, it gives you peace of mind. Your heart don't start racing. And then maybe when something is happening to you, don't start thinking, oh, is it because of what I have done? Can't you just give yourself peace of mind? Some people snitch on their friend. They go and tell their friend, another friend about this person. And then you act all good, all loving in front of the person. What are you going to gain? Does it take too much to be good? Sometimes I sit down and I wonder, like, even the Bible said, good name is better than riches. What do people think of you when they think? What do people think when they think of you? See, so I'm just wondering, I wanted to put this out here, like, stop. If you are that kind of person, stop. It's a bad thing. It's a wicked thing to do. That's why some people, especially in the diaspora, when they get a job, they don't want to take another person there. And people start saying, because I've heard a lot of people saying, you don't want to take people to where you're working. Yes, I understand. It's not a good thing. You should be able to share. You're not the one paying the salary anyway. But I get it to some extent. They are scared. They want to protect their job. Because the moment they bring another person, most times they tend to bring that person down. They tend to take that person down. That's a very bad thing to do. If you are that kind of person, stop. Stop it. Remember, there are consequences for every action. When you start facing those consequences, don't blame anybody around you. It's your fault. You do evil to people. The things you do to people, you don't have to plan juju or witchcraft or something. The actions, the things that you do to people, the way you treat people also matters. Most of the time, it comes back to haunt you. But you don't know. You're just carried away by the spur of the moment. Oh, you didn't have a job. Your friend suddenly hands over a job to you on a platter of gold. It's not yours. Don't take it. Don't feel good seeing other people feel bad because it satisfies you. It's a bad thing to do. If you are that kind of person, disease from it, stop. I happened to be in church today, and I was so glad at the topic in which my pastor talked about love cannot be overemphasized. So when I was listening, because I already knew I was going to share this today, it kind of just matches up like, oh, I was going to share something like this today. And the verse that we read was 1 Corinthians 13 verse 1. The Bible said, I just summarized it here in my own note, even if you speak in the tongues of men and of angels, and you have the gift to prophesy, and you know all the mysteries and all the knowledge, you have faith to move mountains, and yet you have no love. Do you know what the Bible said you're like? It said you are like a sounding brass. You know that thing, that one of those instruments in the drumming, one of those drums. It's not a drum, but like that silver stainless one among the drums. I don't know what they call it. You know, I think that they call it sounding brass, actually. The Bible said you are like that. You just make noise. It said you are nothing. If you have all of this, faith that move mountain, you can prophesy, you can speak in other tongues, the tongues of angels and of men, and yet you have no love in your heart, You are like a sounding brass. You are like nothing. Think about that for a second. So I was so glad that I heard the message today and I wanted to add it up to this video. When you're listening to this, allow it to really sink. Sometimes we make this mistake. Sometimes I don't know if we do it out of ignorance. I don't know the reason why some people behave like this. But I just want you to let this sink. If you're listening to this video, stop it. Quit. That character is bad. One thing I know about love is that love does not bite. If you love your fellow human being, you will not bite the person. I want you to take that home. I want you to take that out or let that sink in your heart. Love doesn't bite. The true happiness? True happiness is the happiness you see in others when you show them love. That's the true happiness. It gives you this fulfillment, this satisfaction, and your well-being is just okay. This peace of mind. You're happy that other people is happy. So that's it for today. I love this topic so much. I'm also going to learn nobody's perfect, but let's work unto perfection. Okay? Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Thank you for always coming around. Next week is going to be another time. Please help to like and share. I definitely know that this video is very insightful. After listening to it, listen again. Listen again and again. Then make sure your friends hear this message too. Thank you so much. Have a very, 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 very pleasant week. I'll see you again in my next video. Ciao.